tuned in to.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any materials produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Into the Abyss with Peggy Gypsy. Peggy comes from a long line of spiritual mediums. She is also an afterlife researcher, a paranormal investigator, and she mixes her skills with her special gifts in order to seek knowledge of the unknown, paranormal, and metaphysical. Join Peggy live on Spreaker, Saturday nights, 9 Eastern, 8 Central. For some great conversation with awesome guests and some fun along the way. Be sure to follow Peggy's social media on Periscope, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For all of Peggy's sponsors, check out the links in the description. Here's your host, Peggy Gypsy.
Hello, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to Into the Abyss with Peggy Gypsy. I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful day. For those of you, this episode is also pre-recorded like the last one. I think it just makes it a little bit easier to get the talent that you want. Everybody's so busy and filming and investigating. I'm still sick like the last episode, so I'll be coughing, so bear with me. So I am super, super excited. This year, like I said in the last episode, it's going to bring so many awesome things. And, we're actually completely sold out for the event we're having with the Tennessee Ray Chasers down in Gettysburg. But who knows, we may add a second date. So stay tuned for that. Like I told people for that, you should have bought your tickets right away. But hey, who knows, wink, wink, maybe we'll add a second date. We also have a lot of things up our sleeves with Mysterious Journeys, and, we'll be announcing it throughout the year. So like any of our events, they do sell out, guys. So don't wait till the last minute. If you wait till the last minute, unfortunately, when you message me, I will be telling you that we are maxed out to capacity and, we won't be able to sell individual tickets. So tonight's guest, I am so excited. I watched the show. I follow them for a long time. They're my dear, dear friends, and I look up to both of them. I have Eric Vitale from Ghost Loop. I am so excited. For those of you who have been following the show, it is fun. It is amazing investigations. And it's one of the few shows, actually, I think it's the only show that I've seen personally on TV that they pray. And I think that's pretty admirable to take that risk in America today where you're not afraid to show that you are religious. And Eric, how are you?
How are you doing?
I am great. I'm so excited to have you on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yes, I told everybody, if they're, still not following you, trust me, they will be following you by the end of this episode. Eric, you guys, is on the show Ghost Loop, and he is one of the cast members, and he's amazing at what he does. He actually impresses me, and every episode, I'm just completely blown away. Him and Sean are exactly what you see on Periscope. They're the real deal of investigating. Now, Eric, for the people who don't know you yet, or, who do see you investigating, but kind of don't know like how you started and when you found the love for, investigating, like, can you kind of give us a little background?
Sure. I've actually been having experiences since I was a child, to be honest with you. I grew up in New Jersey, northern New Jersey, a little town called Rochelle Park. And when I was a kid, actually, my parents used to always bring me to my aunt and uncle's house. I had 5 cousins that were like brothers to me, and my cousin Amory, God rest her soul. The house they lived in was actually haunted.
Nice.
And when I was a kid, I always remember looking at there was a family tree that my cousin Danny had made, and it was on the wall in the kitchen. I used to always say, Aunt Pat, who's Murmur? And they used to always say, oh, that's just Danny's imaginary friend. Well, Murmur was actually the ghost that was in the house.
No way.
They were always afraid to tell me. And then they started telling me stories. And one of the stories that always stood out to me was one night, 2 of my cousins were home one night. No one was home except 2 of my cousins. And they like walk down to the hallway together, and they just look at each other and they're like, who's taking a shower right now? And they walk up to the bathroom door and they say, who's in there? And they knock. And then as they go to open the door, the shower turns off and steam comes pouring out. Well,
oh my God.
I was deathly afraid to use that bathroom. Every time I went to my aunt and uncle's house when I was a kid, I never wanted to use that bathroom.
Wow.
Yeah, there are numerous other stories. My brother waking up from a nap and seeing an apparition floating over him. For me personally, I find myself a little way more drawn actually to darker cases. This one thing that sticks out. When I was a kid, I woke up one night and I actually heard a voice say to me, "The demons are here."
Oh my gosh.
I was like 6 or 7 years old. I mean, why would I hear a voice say that to me?
What did you do?
Well, I mean, I was a kid. I just remember the feeling that I felt, because it's the feeling that I feel now when I'm in the presence of a demonic entity. I pulled the covers over my face. I mean, I was like 6 or 7 years old. I think that was these things messing with me because they have no sense of time, and they knew that when I got older, for lack of a better term, I was going to grab the devil by the horns. I find myself drawn to the darker cases. I want to expose the devil because a lot of people don't think the devil exists, and I know he does. So, a lot of experiences when I was younger, and then I just kind of got to a point as I was approaching my 20s. I started going to haunted locations, and one thing led to another, and then I started meeting the right people, like my very good friend Sean Austin, and people that are affiliated with Ed and Lorraine Warren, and, started buying equipment. And now it's like I got 6-7 years under my belt investigating. The show happened, and it's been a pretty wild ride so far.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Now, you talking about the show, like, where were you and how did you feel when you got the news that the show got picked up by Travel Channel?
I was actually in my parents' house. It was crazy. My life has like completely changed since that happened. I was in the afternoon. I was sleeping because I used to work the third shift at a local grocery store. I would go to work at night at 11 o'clock and work till 7:30 in the morning. So I got a message at like 1 in the afternoon from this young lady, Kate Walker, asking me if I'd be interested in reaching out to her because she was putting together a show for the paranormal. She was looking for investigators, and she actually messaged me through Facebook Messenger.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was because every time I would go out and investigate, I would take screenshots from the scopes when Sean and I periscope. And I would post them, or I would, post pictures of us investigating. So that's how I got noticed. And at first I thought it was, I didn't know if it was real.
Did you think it was a joke? You're like, okay.
Did. Well, I did. I immediately reached out to Sean because he was on the Demon File. So I'm like, dude, there's this girl from Essential Media. I don't know if it's nonsense or what. So we looked into it together, and he's like, no, it's legit. So I reached back to her, and they already had a couple of the guys, and they needed a couple. So I had told her how close I was with Sean, and I'm like, we're on this journey together. I'm not going to do it unless Sean is part of it, and I want him to be the lead investigator. I told her that from day one. And then the next day, Sean and I were doing interviews with her, sending tons of evidence, talking about what the show was going to be about with the trigger environments and stuff like that. And then there was like the long wait.
Oh my gosh. The wait.
They made a sizzle reel and they shopped it around. And then, we had a conference call with Essential Media. And then they told us, like, look, Travel Channel offered you guys 8 episodes for your first season. And we were like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
So, that happened. And then it all kind of, see, looking back now, it feels like it happened quickly. But at the time, it was like, what is happening? We're waiting. We're waiting.
Yeah. For those people, who, haven't been in your shoes or haven't been scouted or signed a contract. Oh my gosh.
It was the wait.
The wait, definitely. It is treacherous. It is the worst thing. It's like your life is on hold.
I literally put my life on hold. I mean, Sean and I quit our jobs.
Yeah, because you don't know when you're leaving.
Oh, yeah. They sent us plane tickets and we quit our jobs. And then not even a week later, they had emailed us and they took the plane tickets back. And they're like, there's going to be a little bit of a wait. It's definitely happening. Well, that little bit of a wait turned into like 3 months.
Yeah, it was.
So we were
I remember.
Freaking out. But then it happened. We filmed the pilot in Florida in May. And then we flew out on September 7th, and we didn't get back home until November 1st. So it was almost 2 months of traveling all over America filming.
Yeah.
I mean, Alabama, Texas, Maryland, Washington. I mean, we were bouncing around. It was a pretty amazing opportunity.
Definitely. And, it's just the only bad thing. I mean, it just in my experience, is the waiting. It's like, oh my gosh, Absolutely. You just want to hear, okay, we're ready to film. Let's get on the road. Because as soon as you get signed and you get picked up, you're like, okay, when are we leaving? The first thing is like, when are we leaving? Because I need to know.
I
need to plan this.
Leaving in a week to waiting for like 3 months. And like, we're all freaking out. I'm emailing, producers like, I quit my job. It's been like 3 months.
Where am I going?
And then, once it finally happened, I mean, remember Sean and I on the plane flying out. We started
how
in
was
Houston,
it? Like,
Texas.
How was that? Like when you're like, okay, we did the sizzle, it got picked up. We did the first episode. Now we're on the road. Like, how were you feeling on that first flight?
I'll tell you this, somebody's watching over me. I'll tell you that much. And I mean, Sean and I are both Catholic. I think God definitely brought us together to do His work.
I agree.
I feel He brings certain people into He brings certain people together to do His work. Period. The end.
Period. Yes.
So I mean, we're flying out to Texas, just looking at each other like it's finally happening. like here we go, man. And we spent a week in each state. So we were basically overtook the client's house for a week everywhere we went. Each episode was a week of filming. Some days, it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
And some days I sat around for 7 hours doing absolutely nothing, waiting to investigate. There's just a lot of things that happen when it comes to a TV show.
Yeah. And, a lot of viewers, they don't realize how, they only get to see 43 minutes. Commercials takes up the hour. So it's 43 minutes of actual film that they get to see. But a lot of people don't realize that you're putting a week's worth of investigating. And then this is condensed to that. Yeah. So, when I read reviews and they're like, oh, that's not real. Everything happens so fast back to back. And you're like, well, all this happened in the whole week.
Yeah.
So go out to a location for a week and investigate every day. Trust me, you are going to get these results. You're going to get results.
Yeah. The only downside, I mean, I love investigating the paranormal.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding when I tell you, I mean, Sean and I, we have good intentions, which is why I believe we get such good evidence.
I believe so. That is correct.
So when they tell us you have 2 days of investigating and those 2 days you only get about an hour and a half to investigate each day, it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's show them how it's done. Because we really didn't get that much time. And I remember being a little bummed out after we filmed the pilot. I'm like, okay, this was cool, but we barely got any time to investigate. But if you saw that episode in Florida, Sean and I got amazing evidence. We investigated like 2 hours tops out of the entire week we were there.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I mean, I haven't investigated with you yet, but I have investigated with Sean. And like I've always told Sean, like, with everybody that investigates, I mean, still haven't investigated with you, which I'm sure that we will. He's one of those people that we have the same faith. We're both Catholic. We're both grounded. And I feel so safe and secure when I investigate with him. It's like, I know he has my back in every way.
Oh, yeah.
my soul. Like, we have each other's back.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
The best evidence I've ever gotten all these years has always been when Sean is in the room.
Mm-hmm.
It is like they know he's there and they want to communicate. And it's so when I see the show, I'm like, this is how it is investigating the show. This is how it is when both of you put your energy together, and I see it on Periscope. You guys get amazing evidence.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Everywhere we go, even if we're just putzing around in a cemetery, I mean, they're coming towards us. They know we want to say prayers for them and help them cross over if they have the will to do that, and they come to us.
Yeah. It is amazing. It's, now what was the downfall of being on the road? Was it like, the lack of sleep, the food?
Oh, yeah, a few things.
You want to go home to your girlfriend, like, I want to go home.
I mean, I'm a bit of a introverted guy.
Yeah.
I totally got pulled out of my comfort zone. I mean, every podcast I've done like a handful since the show was aired. I didn't get into the paranormal to try and get on TV.
No, actually, you did it. And that's, that's why I'm happy that you said yes, because I know that you weren't one of those people working,
Absolutely
the
not.
podcast circle and working all these circles. Not you. You've been very private. You do this because you love this.
So when the opportunity arose, I was like, absolutely, I want to do this. So going out of the road, I mean, oh my God, my dog is a baby. He's like a year old. I missed him so much. I missed my girlfriend. I missed my parents. I missed everyone that I'm close to. I'm extremely close with my family.
Yeah.
There was moments where I was just like, God, is it over?
Oh my God.
But at the same time, very focused on what was most important, helping the clients, making sure we come across as genuine as possible because, I didn't fake a damn thing on this show at all.
I know 100% you guys did it.
So,
I know Sean, I know you, I know your reputation, I know your morals and your beliefs and,
But yeah,
people are always going to speculate. Any show that goes on, people are going to speculate. You're going to have two groups. You're going to have the people who are like, this is a great show. This is real. This is who these guys are. And then you're going to have the people, which I call the troll haters, who will never have an opportunity or want an opportunity, but they're not what they're looking for. So those become the haters.
I agree.
And that's, the people, like I say in my show, people talk so much about para-unity. I don't believe in para-unity. I believe in standing for what I stand, doing the best I could, and coming home, and we're done.
Yep.
That para-unity is the people who, we all get along, but those are the people that will not support your show, will not support your event or anything that you do,
those are the people that are talking shit behind your back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
definitely.
It was just totally being pulled out of your comfort zone. Schedule completely.
Oh my God! Like, what was give me like a day schedule, like.
Well, it was pretty much always different. Like, okay, meet in the lobby at 11. Travel to the location. You're filming for a couple of hours, but those couple of hours are Sean and Kristen doing interviews, which means I'm sitting around eating Funyuns, drinking Coca-Cola for a couple hours, then you break for lunch, and then we start back up again, but now we're doing B-roll, and then we're taking another little break, and then we investigate, and it's like every time they wanted to investigate, I had just finished eating like a massive burrito, and I'm like, seriously? Can you give me like a 30-minute nap and then we'll investigate?
You're like, I'm tired now. I'm waiting around.
Some days we would investigate till like 4 a.m. And then, you come home and you're going to sleep when the sun's rising. Usually we'd have like one day off a week and we would just like do whatever, like go grab food, hang out, go to a movie.
So like what was like your average work day when you're filming? Like how many hours you think you were?
Like, I'm trying to remember. Definitely longer than 8 hours. 10, I say at least 10 hours. 10 to 12 hours.
And that's what people don't realize.
It was pretty brutal.
People don't realize, and that's why I have so much respect for people who, work in the entertainment and have shows or, who are actors and do movies. I have a lot of respect for those people because people don't realize what you put in for the final product, like how hard it is. You're away from your family, away from your comfort zone, hotel to hotel. And it's a lot of hours.
I would say absolutely at least 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. for 43 minutes. You know, you try to give it the best 43 minutes that you possibly can.
That's why, you know, with all that time putting in and and you really only got like 2 days of investigating out of the week you're there. And it's for like an hour and a half to 2 hours tops. So that was a little annoying. But again, I wasn't in charge. You know, I'm there, you know, being told what to do. You know,
yeah, you're like, okay, I'm here. Let's do this. Let's do this.
A lot of things didn't go the way I wanted them to, but again, it wasn't my call at all.
No. I mean, then that's why people, you know, a show has a lot of people. It's a moving part. Everybody has a part. The cast, you know, everybody, the producers, the showrunner. It's a moving part, and you know, and you hope for the best at the end and hope that everything was put together for a great show, which you guys have a great show. And
I think we're 5 shows in now. I think
you guys are 5 episodes in as we're filming, as we're recording this today. It's 5 episodes in, and I love it. I love the show. I love the diversity in the show, and I see success there, and I'm very excited for you guys.
I appreciate it.
You know, it's going to be, you know, next time you're going to be on the road, try to take your dog with you.
Oh, man. Every time I saw a dog, I just like picked him up, and everywhere we saw dogs, I was like turning into like a little kid. Oh, look at you. I love dogs.
I would write it into my contract. We're like, well, I need to have my dog on the road with me. That's what I would do. I'd be like, sorry, I got to bring my dog. But now how was traveling, being on the road? Like, Were you doing laundry in the hotels? Like, were we doing
what in the hotel?
Did you do your laundry at the hotel? You guys were gone for 2 months.
Yeah, of course. We had to do our laundry in the hotel. I mean, I think there was one location we found a local laundromat. I'm trying to remember what state we were in. I don't know, Utah, Washington. One of like the last cases I remember hanging out at a laundromat next to a Chinese restaurant. But yeah, for the most part, we were doing laundry in the hotel, and you know, we stood in some pretty nice hotels, except for when we were in Alabama.
Oh my God, let's not talk about that Alabama hotel, please. It gave me the skinny-jeebies.
They hooked us up after we left there. Then they put us in suites in this beautiful Holiday Inn. But the first one, they dropped us off at. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
You're like, I'm not going in.
I didn't even put my bags down.
I remember Sean was like, I don't even know what's going on. And I'm like, don't even tell me because I'm going to freak out.
Disgusting. Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I remember when you guys were ready to go and me being like the mom, did you guys take the Tide Pods? Did you take this? Did you take that?
Yes, we had plenty of Tide Pods and fabric softener.
I know. I was so worried about that every day. Make sure you guys buy that. Make sure you have it so you guys can do laundry on the road.
Yeah, the beginning of the trip was better than the end because, Texas, it was really hot. We had like a beautiful pool. So we were swimming every day. Like Texas, Lubbock. Then once we were in like Alabama, I was kind of like over swimming because the pool was inside. I'm like, oh, this is no fun.
Oh yeah, you want to be outside. And also, you know how with anything, even the beginning of a vacation, you're so excited, you're ready to go. At the end, you're so tired. So it was like ups and downs. The beginning, we were like all like just revved up. This is great. And then there was kind of a bit of like a downing point in the middle. Thank God we had some pretty cool cases. And then like I hate to say it, but towards the end, I was just the last case. I was just cashed out. Like I couldn't even tell you what was happening in that house. I just wanted to go home. You're like, can I go home?
Yeah, I was just. It was just like, all right, this is the 8th one we've done in 2 months, and I was just done with it.
You're like, I'm ready to go home.
You know, if I had to pick a favorite one,
which was your favorite out of all of them?
I really enjoyed the pilot. It's a toss up between 3 of them. The pilot in Florida, I really enjoyed. The case that just aired with the bed and breakfast, that was incredible because that was the only case they let us spend the entire night.
Yeah, that was one of up to now. It's been one of my favorite episodes. The
disembodied voice we heard was incredible. And again, I heard it twice. I heard it with Sean.
Yeah, you did. Yeah,
and then I heard it again in the attic.
When you were with Caliph,
Yeah, so I was the only one that heard that thing twice, and it was, like, amazing. Like, I didn't want to leave the house. The house was amazing. Such a beautiful house, and the activity was getting sparked up. So that one was pretty cool. I say a toss-up between that one and Utah. Utah was amazing because we were actually dealing with the demon.
I can't wait for...
So, Sean and I did an exorcism in that home together.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be the final episode, right? Is that going to be?
So, yeah.
I think
I
it
hope
probably will.
That
I hope
it's
so.
longer than an hour, because there was talks of it being like a 2-hour episode.
That will be amazing.
So, yeah, that was a good one. I mean, that's something I always wanted to do, being more drawn to the darker cases. And there I was doing my first exorcism, it was my best bud right there.
I know.
And where they're filming it,
I cannot wait for that episode.
We walked through that house. Sean read 13 pages of prayers. I followed him with the censer, with the burning incense and the blessed myrrh. And, we had a astounding amount of holy water with us on that trip. Sean literally had a 2-liter bottle filled with holy water.
I believe it. Yes.
I had like 6 bottles for me personally. So yeah, Utah, that was a crazy case.
That's good. I can't wait for it to air. People are going to be really, really blown away by that.
Yeah, I'd say Utah. Just for me personally, that was a personal one. That's my first exorcism, and I want to do more. Yeah,
you're always going to remember your first, and and it being aired.
Activity.
It's amazing.
Activity.
Oh yeah, don't give too much to the people. I want them to watch the episode.
It was pretty wild.
It's going to be wild, and I think it's. You guys, the reason why, so this is, people are going to be like, oh, she's biased because she's friends with you and she's friends with Sean. And it's like, no, when I watch the show, I take myself out of friendship pegging. And I watch it like I don't know you guys. Mm-hmm. And when you guys heard the disembodied voice and you both were like, oh my God, I felt it. I was like, my God. Like the excitement was so real, and it was so
much louder in person, let me tell you.
Oh my God, that would be scary. Because even I was kind of like, holy shit. Like
I loved it. You could not pry me out of that house. I loved it. I wanted to stay longer. The house was
running out of beautiful. That house was beautiful. It was amazing. And, I was like, oh, why couldn't it be an hour and a half?
House. Yeah, beautiful house. Amazing ladies that worked there. I mean, they cooked us dinner.
They did? Oh my God.
They cooked us a huge home cooked meal because they knew we were on the road. So they really went all out for us.
Now from all the clients, have you kept in touch with any of them after filming?
Yeah, I've kept in touch with a couple of them. I mean, the ones, they know where we are. They know they could reach us.
Yes.
I keep in touch with, I speak to Teresa here and there. She was our client from Florida, the first one. Mm-hmm. The pilot, actually. I've spoken to Becky. I've spoken to Kimberly from Alabama. So, yeah, I've spoken to a few of them since we finished filming. Because I just want them to know, if anything happens again.
Let us know.
Reach out to us so we could tell you what to do. We're not going to be able to get there as quick now because, you know what I mean?
It's going to be a little harder. Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I've spoken to at least half of them I've kept in contact with since we finished filming.
That's great. Now, the moonshine episode, did you guys drink some moonshine after? Like, did they offer you guys?
Absolutely not. No, there was no drinking of alcohol at all. Except for when we were in the bar. We did a scene in the bar where the last episode that aired, you saw us sitting at the bar.
Oh, you guys had the beers. Yeah.
Yes. So we each had a beer while we were filming that scene. So one beer over the course of like 3 hours sitting there. So we were fine.
I was thinking that maybe after everything you guys finished for the whole week and that episode that they offered you guys, I was like, I hope they, had moonshine to take back to the hotel.
That was like dirty water in a jug, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Now, for the viewers, that watch your show, they're probably so impressed with what you do and how you do the trigger environments. That's amazing. That's really, really good. And it's something that is very unique.
It took a lot of time. Basically, whatever state I was in, I'd have to find an antique store to get what I needed for that trigger environment. So, yeah, it was a lot of work.
That's what I say with this show. You guys it's just so different than what's on. I'm a fan of a lot of shows. I love everybody. Mm-hmm. I support all my friends that are on TV and, but you guys just bring something different. And,
I love that we pray and they show that.
Oh, I love it.
Anywhere else.
The first episode and you guys prayed, I was just like, yes. finally, let's show that part of the paranormal.
Us blessing the home.
Yes, yes. Because a lot of people, you got to remember, viewers is, people, yes, who watch the paranormal. And there's going to be, middle America. There'll be somebody, somewhere in Oklahoma watching it. And they're probably wondering, do they pray in these shows? Like, what do they do? Because paranormal is also, people always think, oh, it's dark, it's this, do you believe in Satan? And I'm like, well, I'm Catholic and I'm grounded and there is the devil. Like, so for you guys to pray and for me to see your cross and just that being part of the show, I love it. I love that whole concept.
Yeah, that was really important to me. I just, I wanted people to know I was Catholic. I wanted people to know I was bringing the light of God into these homes, along with Sean. And I mean, I'm heavily influenced by Ed and Lorraine Warren. So I wanted to, come across the right way. I mean, they're like the main reason. I should have spoke about that earlier. They're a huge... No.
I was going to bring that up. Trust me, I was going to bring that up. So let's talk about...
Absolutely love them.
Ed and Lorraine Warren. How was it, your meeting? How has that journey been? Because you were blessed amazing. To have met her and,
Yeah, I met Lorraine a couple of times. Never had the opportunity to meet Ed. Sean and I were actually at, we went to Lorraine's wake when she had passed. Because, I'm friends with Tony. I got to thank Tony. He's been a great friend. I met Tony back in March of 2016, and, he invited me to join his team. I'm actually part of the New England Society for Psychic Research.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
I heard about it, but, I wanted you to make that announcement.
Yeah, I went out with Dan the other night. We investigated the Twisted Vine. Great people. If I'm going to be part of any team, I want to be part of people that I look up to, that I know I share the same spiritual beliefs with. And I mean, I remember reading all the books when I was younger, and they're not incredibly busy when it comes to cases. But when they go out,
they go out.
I'm going to have the opportunity to go out with them now, which is great. I think we've got something coming up in a couple of weeks. So I'm just really happy and gifted that I can go and do that with them now.
Now, how was your experience when you first met Lorraine? Like being in her presence, she is like, the god. She is the queen of paranormal. They are the. They did everything for us to be able what we do today. It is, I thank them every day, like to putting it out there.
I just remember watching their videos when I was a kid and being scared and excited at the same time. I remember watching Ed and Lorraine on like Sally, Jesse, Raphael about the famous case, The Haunting in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And, I just wanted to meet her so bad. I prayed to God that I could meet her, and then it happened. And I went with a buddy of mine back in March of 2016 to an evening with Annabelle. And I met Tony, and I met a bunch of people that are on the team. They're all very nice people. Judy, Ed and Lorraine's daughter, very sweet woman. And I remember the first time I met Lorraine, I walked up to her.
Wow.
And I had brought a relic for her of Saint Padre Pio, and I gave it to her. It was a little holy card with a relic of his, and I gave it to her. And as I approached her, she pointed at me and my friend. I was with a good friend of mine, a buddy Meech. And she looked and she pointed and she said, "Brothers?" And I said, "No, but not by blood.
Not by blood.
Close enough. We were very close. He's a very good friend of mine." So I gave her this relic of St. Padre Pio. And, she was kind of already she wasn't in the best shape. But she looked at me and she's like, "Oh, I love him." And I'm like, "I know you do. I do too. And I would have never known who he was if it wasn't for you." Because obviously there's the infamous photo of St. Padre Pio that appeared in the Amityville house. And I remember that's like the case I'm so fascinated about is the Amityville case. So I would have never, being Catholic, it's kind of a shame, but I never heard of St. Padre Pio until I read about the Warrens and someone that Ed and Lorraine looked up to so much. So I wanted to give that to her, and I did. And she was super sweet. It was kind of a brief encounter with her because there was a lot of people there.
People are probably bombarding her,
Yeah, but she's very sweet. Got a picture with her, and I'll never forget it. I will never forget meeting Lorraine Warren. Very sweet woman. We owe a lot to her and her husband.
Yeah. They're the pioneers. They,
Absolutely.
paved this beautiful field. And that's why when I see so many people they do it for the wrong reasons, I'm like, come on, man, this is supposed to be something to help people. This is why we're doing this. It's to help the living and help the dead. Like, come on. And they're the pioneers. And I would have loved to have met Lorraine, and maybe in the next life woman. I'll get to meet her. Maybe in heaven. I'll be like, where's Lorraine?
Yes.
Because she does seem like very elegant, very poised,
very elegant woman.
Very smart, like one of those, very intellectual, just wow. You imagine if you would have met her at her glory days, like,
oh my God.
How blown away.
The 70s with her trench coat on and her all those famous cases. I would have loved to.
It's like, wow, if you're able to go back in the past and live 1 hour, you imagine just 1 hour in their presence, in Ed and Lorraine's presence, investigating. I'd want to be
with her and Ed. I'd
be like, listen, I don't care. Yeah, if I'm just literally the fly on the wall, like, I'm okay.
or while we're talking about them, the famous Perrin case, Sean and I are actually going to investigate the Conjuring House on the 8th of February.
Yes, he just told me that.
I can't even put into words how excited I am for that. As Ed Warren would always call it, the bewitched farmhouse.
Oh, my God.
And Ed used to always say, if they ever make a movie about one of our cases, they should make it about that damn haunted farmhouse in Rhode Island, the bewitched farmhouse. That's such a cool title. That's what he would always call it when he did his lectures.
That is a great title. Now, you guys are going, you said on the 8th, right?
Yeah, February 8th, we're going. Dan Rivera is actually coming too. I think there's like a dozen of us going to investigate. We've got the house all night. So.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Yeah. So are you guys going to Periscope? You're going to let us in?
I hope so. I don't know if we're allowed to.
Yeah, I don't know because I haven't seen
pictures and all that, but I don't know if we're allowed to live stream. We're looking into getting the okay on that right now.
Yeah, I hope you guys get the okay because, not everybody can go to these awesome locations or have the connections. So to be able, for those people to be able to sit at home and feel like they're part of the investigation. And that's the amazing thing about Periscope, that I've been on your Periscope and people interact with you guys and they'll be like, oh, I heard this or, oh, look at a shadow, or can you ask this? And you guys are, it's like they're there with you and you make your audience feel like they are investigating with you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Yay.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Now, if we could just get into the Amityville house.
Oh my gosh, I know. I keep praying for you guys because that's all I hear.
I mean, we've been there before, but we haven't gone in. Sean and I have done numerous sessions outside, sitting in his car out front, and we've gotten evidence just sitting in his car running the spirit box.
And I'm like, oh my God, I read something the other day. I can't remember who wrote it. I'm not going to quote them, but it was something like how they were saying that the owners are selfish. How dare they not open up the house so people can investigate? And I'm like, okay, I feel you, but you also have to respect that these people live in the house. This is their home. This is their sanctuary. This is where they live. They pay a lot of money for their home. And I also tell people, and not everybody, and it's one of those things, like, not everybody believes in the paranormal. So we don't know if the people who live there are just kind of like, I don't believe in it. What is that sound? Oh, it's an old house. It makes noises, because there's people who are not in tune, and they could be living in a haunted location and not experience much and be like, oh
that's true.
That's just a shadow. They don't, because they don't believe, they don't acknowledge what's in the house.
Others are more open to it, So it's like, certain people could live there and nothing can happen. Yeah. And then you could get, another person can move in and it could be like the perfect storm of a haunting,
Yeah. So we don't know if the people who are currently living there are just living their normal life. They hear noises and they're like, oh, it's an old house. It makes noises. They see shadow. Oh, a car drove by. You know what I mean? Because there's people who they're not in tune to it. So they don't think it's they don't even open their mind to think that it's something paranormal or something scary. So we also have to respect the people, you know, if they don't want somebody in their house. Selfishly, do I want to go? Yes, open up your house. I want to be in there. But I also understand. Man. I also understand why they're so just kind of like, oh. Of
course. It's like the most well-known haunted house in America. I mean, of course.
You know, so I kind of get them, you know, with, you know, they paid thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars to live there. This is a functional home, people.
Yeah, we've been there a few times, Sean and I. I've been there at least 3 times.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could definitely feel the energy.
So when you're like, I haven't been there. So when you're outside, like you feel that shift, you feel that energy. Yes. Now, do you feel it like the whole street, or is it just literally in front of that home on the property?
You could feel it like as soon as you get on the street. I remember the second time I went, I had gone with a buddy of mine, and we weren't there that long, but I remember feeling like we were way too close because we were actually going to like knock on the door.
Oh my gosh.
And we were walking up the driveway, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm like this close to the house. So we had just, we went out front. I did some like EMF readings, and I'm like, okay, you know, like we really shouldn't be here. Took some more photos and we left. Yeah. We were like not even halfway down the block, and I just started vomiting profusely in the car.
Wow.
And it was bad. Something definitely latched on to me, I believe, that day. And when I got home, it was like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I laid down. I just went right to sleep. Something messed with me bad. I was excited about going there. Like I watched the documentary the night before, My Amityville Horror, which is an amazing documentary. I was just so consumed with it. And something messed with me that day very bad because I felt fine. And then, like I said, not even halfway down the road, and I'm just like getting sick, like terribly.
Yeah, it's like it's showing you its power. It's like, oh, yeah, it's fun and games. Take pictures outside, do your reading, but I'm going to show you like what's going on here. And wow.
Yeah. Every other time I go since then, I felt fine. Every other time I've gone since then, it's been Sean and I.
Yeah.
And I haven't felt anything, but we got some pretty substantial evidence. So if we have to keep rolling up in a car and do some spirit box sessions, so be it.
Yeah, just keep doing that. And, you know, I do believe that you guys will investigate the home. I believe they will open up the home. It just has to be, everything has to be in God's plan and when it's the right time.
Of course.
Maybe it is not the right time for the family right now, and people need to respect that, you know? Like... And so what are you up to this weekend?
I don't think there's anything going on this weekend. But then again, for all I know, we could go somewhere we've already been just to keep the momentum going. You know, Sean and I went to Letchworth Village a couple of weeks ago. And crazy haunted. I mean, Sean put together like 30 minutes of footage from the Periscope from when we, you know, scoped a couple of weeks ago. I mean, oh, my God. I mean, that place is so haunted. It's ridiculous. We were in the dormitory, and that place is just unbelievable. We both saw like a smoky black mist like run across the floor.
Oh my god!
Sean was channeling the spirits that were there. That place is so haunted. Shadow figures. So, I mean, for all I know, we could do something local. I mean, I'm in Connecticut right now at my girlfriend's house. So if I want to, I'm like 15 minutes from Union Cemetery.
Hi. I'm like, tell her I said hello. I love her, even though we haven't met yet. I'm like, she's amazing.
She's a sweetheart.
I'm a big fan of her. She's awesome.
She's amazing. I actually met her about a year ago because I came here to investigate her home. The house is a little haunted. Nothing crazy, but it's
nothing crazy,
haunted.
But you can still sleep in there.
Of course.
Aw, I see. It brought you guys together. So it's a blessing. You know, she needed help, and God was like, listen, this is going to be the woman I'm going to put in your path, who's going to support you, who's going to build you up, and who's going to believe in you. And I think that's
all things I prayed for.
Yeah,
you know?
And I'm very supportive of that.
Woman, like-minded investigators, it's all here. You got to be patient with the big man. It's on his watch, not yours.
Exactly. You know, because, you know, when we're single, we're like, oh, where's love? And then we definitely look at the wrong places. And, you know, it's true. Be patient. God is going to put the person for everyone when it is the right time.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Now, I end my show, because we're almost coming to the end of the show, with words of wisdom. So, like, it could be an advice to new paranormal investigators. It could be just words of wisdom in general, or, whatever you want to say to the listeners.
I'd say just always stay true to yourself and follow your passion. And like I just said, be patient, because, if you have good intentions, you're going to get what you want out of life. You don't know when. So just stay true to yourself.
Nice. You guys heard it. Stay true to yourself. Be patient. Now, Eric, I want to thank you so much for being on tonight. And you guys, many blessings, a lot of blessings. I see it coming your way, not only in your business-wise, but also personal. I mean, God, this is your time to shine, and God is going to bless you guys.
Absolutely. I believe that 100%.
Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, but there's more to come. This is just the tip of the blessing. There's so much more that's going to come out of everything that you guys are doing, and that you're doing personally, and, in your personal life. It's just a lot of blessings coming your way. And I want to thank you. And yeah, Ghost Loop. Now, this is your moment. Give everybody your social media so they can follow you if they're not following you yet.
All right, what do we got here? Facebook, it's just my name, Eric Vitale. And then we got Instagram, which is EVMetal81. And then Twitter is Eric Vitale at 13.
Yeah, guys, watch Ghost Loop. Send messages to Travel Channel. If you enjoy the episode, send them a message. Tell them that you want a season 2. If you didn't enjoy the episode, I can care less. Don't message them. We only want good things out there, Support them. They're amazing. The show is Ghost Loop on Travel Channel. You can also watch it on demand. If you cannot watch it the day it airs, please, please, please set your DVR and watch it before Monday, because it still will go towards their ratings. And everybody, have a wonderful night. Be safe. Don't gossip. Gossip makes you ugly, makes you be filled with toxin, and it makes you fat. So stay off the gossip. Don't be a hater. Support everyone. And good night, guys. I love you guys.